Greetings and God bless. I have been watching some videos lately just about behavior, introversion, and it seems like there's a lot of correlation that appeared to me about introversion. Excuse me, I'm just going to. And anxiety. And of course, not all introversion has to do with anxiety. And I just wanted to put my 2 cents out there that if folks are maybe isolating themselves, withdrawing, and do feel adrenalized in new situations or challenging situations, most of what I see is that's kind of mainstream. That's suggested to me online. Everybody's just like mind over matter. And if if you've been around a little bit longer, in 30 years ago or longer, I started, like mainstream stuff talks about mind over matter and maybe like, change your appearance or, eat more avocados. But if you get more and more into different paradigms of wellness, there's options like homeopathy, which is like an energy kind of a medicine. There's even herbal tinctures like chamomile tincture. There's also new technologies that stimulate acupressure points or stimulate your vagus nerve. And I know this may be new language, but I have not really, seen people focus more on like let's help manage anxiety with homeopathy. I haven't seen a lot of videos about that, and maybe it's just me. Maybe I haven't discovered it, but I just want to put that out there, folks. That because a lot of what I'm seeing about mind over matter and keep working on it and just keep showing up. There is something to that. And I think it also can be a setup for failure when it's all just a behavioral take action kind of thing. Although I do think like taking a class, like I was watching a video where the guy was recommending taking an improv class. I think like taking a class that you enjoy, something with other people around who are all interested in woodworking or whatever. Just because when you have a nice, pleasant connection, a common goal that really is supportive, that's a really good energy to be in. I mean, I took an art therapy class, 20 some years ago, and I really completely enjoyed it. Book clubs, those are also a lot of fun. And it seems like it can keep people with sociopathic, psychopathic, malignant, narcissistic, conceited people, like it kind of keeps the most destructive parts of the behavior at bay for a class that meets, excuse me, once a week, and it's kind of this common hobby interest kind of a thing. I mean, even taking a self-development course. So, okay, so we have those. Those are heavily promoted. And I want to get into alternative things. And I feel like it doesn't get enough representation in the mainstream. So I've mentioned homeopathy, which is this, you get like this tablet. Some will call it a pellet. And it's just this little tiny round pill, or it can be a tablet, and of an inert substance that has been quote unquote charged with an energy of a certain plant or whatever, whatever kind of material that works with the issue that you're having in your body. So I can't really do justice to describe homeopathy or flower essences adequately in this video, but that's homeopathy, and it is used for people who have high sensitivities, whether it's anxiety or trauma, um, and it can be used for, they're recovering from an operation or they're having a bad cold, So the homeopathy is a traditional. It's been around for hundreds of years, like maybe 200 years. And it actually used to be the biggest thing in the United States, but we won't go into that because um, the artificial intelligence bots on this platform really um, give me a hard time for saying things. So, homeopathy. Another one that is more of a physical kind of thing, because homeopathy is more energetic, ethereal, kind of a different dimension than this physical 3D dimension that we're in. But another one that's plant based is essential oils. So it's just those, like lavender essential oil, or you've probably heard of tea tree oil used for athlete's foot. And there's so many essential oils. And in the, like when grave robbers would uh, find an Egyptian tomb, they didn't necessarily steal the gold and stuff. They stole the oils, these bags of oil, because they were so precious. Because it's just a tremendous concentration of product. Because it takes something like a ton of roses to make like a vial of rose oil. So it's an incredible concentration of resources, time, materials, people's energy, equipment. So essential oils is used, like lavender is one that's used to be, help people be calm, but there's many ones that will help with your specific limitations or strengths. Like some people may need more rosemary oil to help them think clearer, or maybe people need more patchouli. And I know it's weird because patchouli gets this really, really bad rap. I love the smell of patchouli, but anyways, that's a very grounding kind of essential oil. So, anyways, I wanted to also mention that there's different kind of technology. So we're all indoors way too much, and I really like light therapy pads. Right now, I'm in the Pacific North. No, I'm in South Dakota, and so it's just like right now it's like 0 degrees, maybe one below or something like that, and it just is it's definitely, there's so many difficulties here. So, but you need light, and ideally, getting sunlight. Like, avoid wearing sunglasses, and because you do need light to come into your eyes. The entire volume of your blood runs behind your eyes every 2 minutes. So if you can only, not wear sunglasses for 2 minutes when you're out in the sun, that's a good thing, because the UV light, the positive, healthy part of the UV light, is cleaning out your blood. And, so I really think there's something about using light pads, light therapy. There's different types of light therapy: red light, infrared, far infrared, near infrared, blue light. And the thing is, we already get too much blue light from our devices, from our phones. Um, Definitely avoid using fluorescent. Replace any fluorescent lights or LED lights with the old-fashioned incandescent lights. LED lights are not healthy, and I don't know all the specifications of it, but I do know more about fluorescent lights because they have mercury vapor inside it, and the mercury vapor, it is, from what I understand, it kind of concentrates at one part of the bulb, and uh, that mercury does get it does make exposure to who's in the office. And also there's a flicker rate, um, like maybe 1,000 times a second or something. So an incandescent light is just a more human scale light. It's just a healthier biological light. And I also want to mention, so there's these electrical devices, and one, so there's many different kinds. I don't know them all, but um, I think there's something to them in terms of like acupuncture, acupressure, like using them, for instance, like the ear in traditional Chinese medicine is a big uh, access point for health. Um, and speaking of the ear, right behind the ear, you'll have a little bone um, right behind your ear. And just going back to essential oils, if you apply, let's say, a lavender essential oil on that bone that's behind your ear, that will access your vagus nerve. And when you access your vagus nerve, that can help you relax, and that can um, help your parasympathetic system go into the healthier side of parasympathetic. Now, there's a lot of people who are in this kind of frozen parasympathetic uh, way, and so they'll have, it seems to me, like monotonous vocal range, like that's their preferred function. They don't have a whole lot of energy. They don't have a whole lot of joie de vivre. Uh, and maybe, I mean, of course, there's people who are probably that's their behavior and they're totally fine. And then there's some people who are missing out on life because they're in this frozen parasympathetic state. So it's good to know the ear, and it's good to be careful. If you're pregnant or going to get pregnant, or if you have any installed um, like pacemaker or something like that in your body, it's probably not good for you to use any electrical devices if you have something that's electrical, installed in your body, because you just don't want two electrical circuits to interact. I'm not an electrician. I don't know all the functions of different devices, but I do know that you have to be careful. So, but if you're using electrical devices, you can use homeopathy and aromatherapy. So there's this TENS unit that I think there's something to it, because like I really think that. So this is based on traditional Chinese medicine, and I think there's a lot of validity to what they figured out about physiology. And um, so so this is an example of a TENS unit, and it just has this little um, let's see where it is. Oh, this little point, this little zapper thingy, um, which you can't really see. There we go. So that little point in the center that delivers a small charge. And for those who are not kind of like geeks on this kind of thing, there is tapping. So some of you might have heard of emotional freedom technique or just the term tapping. And that works on the same principles of traditional Chinese medicine and meridians and acupressure. And so, people will start off, just doing this karate chop point at the edges of their hand. Um, and some people do it one handed, you know, but uh, I've been told you can do both hands. And for me, for my uh, kind of timeliness, I like I like just um, I don't want to have to do like one handed. I like a bilateral type of thing. So uh, there are things that might make life less agony for those who think that they're anxious people, or for those who even think that they tend towards more introverted behavior. And I think it's fine if you're an anxious person, or it's fine if you're introverted, or it's fine if you're calm, and it's fine if you're extroverted. Um, I just think that I just want to put out there that one doesn't have to resign one's self to a label and or a discomfort. That I don't think it's just the way it is that somebody suffers from anxiety. I'm not saying that it's an easy fix either, and I don't blame anybody if it's a long, hard road uh, to getting control of these things. I've been working on myself for um, probably I can't even maybe I mean definitely probably 3 decades, and there's always more to learn, because that's the nature of being a human being, is that we're always and going into a new realm and maybe discovering new things about oneself or other people, or we're put into new circumstances, new, culture changes. Culture has changed since I was a young person. And so that's something one adapts to, or has to face at least, if not adapt. So I just wanted to put those out there. And if you have any other suggestions of what's a handy kind of thing to help somebody maybe reduce some of the emotional flooding that can occur with anxiety. And now that I'm thinking about it, there's a brain supplement called Phosphatidylserine, and it's called PS for short. And phosphatidylserine can be soy based, and it can be, I believe, safflower or sunflower based. Um, and that is also another helpful thing. It's kind of in my shelf there. My light was going here. Um, but that is also something that reduces the cortisol load. It helps your body metabolize cortisol. So that's a nice supplement to have. And also amino acids. Um, eh, Phenylalanine. So that's another nice one for emotional overwhelm. That's an amino. And there's L-phenylalanine and I believe D-phenylalanine. And I can't remember which one is best for me, but some people's body types respond better to different types of phenylalanine, that's amino acid. So you might have to experiment with that, or you can possibly buy the phenylalanine that has both the D and the L, or you might want to just do the singular one. So I think those supplements are also quite handy. And yeah, so I think that's a good start. So thank you for watching. God bless.